Hi there, it's Tracy Anderson Askew from Transform Parenting and the founder of the course Transform Your Birth. I get asked this question a lot, particularly from partners, and it goes something like this. I know she doesn't want the drugs, but when we're in labour and she asks for the drugs, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's a really valid question, because these sorts of things are highly likely to happen. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. So I've got a little strategy for you today. If she has decided prior to going into labour that she really wants to avoid the drugs if she can, then that's going to be really helpful information to give to your caregivers. So when you do your birth preferences or your one-sheet document, which helps your caregivers know who you are and what's important to you, I would encourage you to put on that sheet, please don't offer me pain relief. I know what's available. I'll ask for it if I need it. And the reason is this: anytime something like that is suggested to a woman in labour who's highly, highly vulnerable, she's likely to hook on to that, and her mind then focuses on something outside of herself rather than enabling her to go deeper within herself to find the resources that she needs to manage each contraction. So that's point number one. Now, she's in labour. She's having a great time. She's smiling through contractions. And then she looks at you with those demon eyes and she says, I know what I said, but I want the drugs. What do you do? Okay, it's a big question. The first thing you do is you let her know you've heard her voice. So that sounds something like this. I hear you. I want you to know I'll do whatever it is you need me to do. I can see this is getting really difficult now. So how about we go to the toilet and find a different position? Okay, so what that's doing is helping her to know that she's been heard. And what you're doing in that space too is also changing whatever position she's in. Because women get to a point in a position where they get a bit tetchy and it's getting a bit intense and they don't know if they can keep going. And so when you change, and a great place to do that is to just take her to the toilet so she can do a wee, and then find a different position or leave her on the toilet if she's comfortable there. But when she changes position, her body's able to recalibrate to a new position, and that's really, really helpful for her. So first step, you validate her. You let her know you've heard her voice. Second step, you change whatever position she's in, and you change that position. The third step is you watch her. So don't say, do you want the drugs still? Because that's going to plant that seed in her mind. Just watch her. Most of the time, women forget all about it. They forget they even asked. Okay, so just watch her and see how she's managing. Now, I'd say most of the time she'll forget about it. But if she doesn't, if she asks again, then you say, I can see that you still need this. So after the next contraction, I'm going to go and talk to the midwife, and you get the midwife involved. Now, when you talk to the midwife, it's very important that you let her know what her original intentions were, that she wanted to get through without any need for pain relief. She's asking for it now. Could this be transition? Now, this is a stage in labour where women typically ask for the pain relief, but it's a stage they shouldn't be having it, at least not having morphine or an epidural, because to have those things at that point is going to bring in a level of complexity that she's then got to overcome. So by giving her the chance to, the midwife, the chance to understand her intentions, and perhaps then do a bit of a clinical assessment as to where she's up to, the midwife can then reassure her that she's done most of the work and she's on the home straight. And from the final point there, you either make the call, depending whether it's appropriate or not, as to what she might need and to get that organised. Now, it's really important, partners, if you're listening to this, that you don't have an agenda as to whether she should have the drugs or not. It is not your call. It is her call. And the emotional state of the mother is the most important part of that labour. While she's feeling safe, loved and supported, then she's creating the best physiological response within her body to support not only herself and her emotional well-being, but also the baby. Okay, so we've got to let women know that they're important to us, that their voices are being heard, and to respect the decisions that they make around their care and well-being through the labour process. So I'll just review that again. Step 1, you validate her, let her know you've heard her voice. Step 2, you change whatever it is she's doing, change positions. Step 3, you watch her, don't make a suggestion. Do you still want them? You just watch. If she asks again, then you let her know you're going to talk to the midwife. You let the midwife know her intention, and then from that place you make a decision whether it's appropriate or if there's something else that we can give her instead. So I hope that's been helpful, and yeah, it's an important thing to get your head around. Thanks for watching. See ya.